Welcome to the internship program. I am Shubham Gupta from NextGen AI Frameworks Private Limited. I have 14 years of work experience in the fields of artificial intelligence, software development, and robotics. In this video, I will continue the basics for MongoDB and Python. Let's start. Regarding starting a cluster, what cluster is in MongoDB, what is MongoDB Atlas, you can ask. So this is what they called replica set. Yeah, this is the right word, replica set. This is replica set. And if you see MongoDB and you go for this local DB, it contains replica set. I will not go into too much detail, but if you ask me question about MongoDB, I can tell. But this is just overview of MongoDB. So if you want to know how what is replica set, how to set up these replica set manually, so these all the things will take time for you. But if you want, I can tell you. For now, the purpose is just to give overview and connect it with Python. This is the main purpose of this session. And you can even see a read and write operation. R means read and write operation, and these are real-time operations. When you hit the APIs and gather the data, it will show real-time here. Okay, so let's see the options we have. So we have this option connect, and you can see same prompt we are getting or pop-up we are getting. So you can connect MongoDB in many ways. So if you can use it with almost any programming language. So for example, Node.js, Go, and any language you want. Drivers, MongoDB native drivers are available for almost all the languages. Compass, I told you, the desktop software you can use. Then shell, this is the command prompt. You already know that everything in the computer world can be run using commands. So this is shell command interface. MongoDB for Visual Studio Code. There must be some plugin or thing so that you can work with MongoDB directly. Atlas SQL, so data analysis and visualization. So they have included the AI products also in their system. So this is what it is all about. I will not go into too much details again. Let's see the data size 134.6 MB already, and they are giving 512 MB only for free. So watch out for this and delete the data that is not required for this free cluster. Last 7 minutes in and out data, connections, read and write. So this is how you read it. There is option called browse collections here. So what collections are in MongoDB? So this is now SQL database, and we will be dealing with JSON data only again. This is no SQL database. If you know what SQL is, that's good, but if you don't know, so there are SQL queries involved in MySQL database and other databases, relational databases. So what it means is, select, you don't have to write these queries in MongoDB. I'm just giving example what SQL database is. Select star from students. So if you run this query, it will give you all the data for students table. So if you want to create the similar structure in MongoDB, what you can do is you will create a new collection. So you will call these relational tables here in MongoDB as, or NoSQL database as, collection, and we will be dealing with the JSON data. Let me show you some sample data. It already contains some sample data, I think. Yeah, comments. See, this all is JSON, and how you will know this is JSON. If you click on clone document here, see the structure. This is JSON. This is how you write JSON. If you remember, in previous session I told you this is how you write JSON. This is key, this is value, key value pairs, and you can even create nested documents like this. And yeah, one more term, this is called document. Each record in the MongoDB is known as document. So if someone asks what you are doing, so I am creating so this is the database, and in database I am having 1 2 3 4 5 6. I am having 6 collections in this database. I have 6 collections, and in this comments collection I have 41,079 documents. This is the technical way to say. Again, in this database I have a comments collection and 41,079 documents. See, I will show you how to verify this words. If you click here, it is saying clone document, insert document. So these are the documents, and database is simple. It is called database only in relational, and this NoSQL also. So why NoSQL? Because you don't have to write SQL queries here. So what you should write, I will tell you how to run the functions and gather the data, store the data and everything. Don't worry, just remember these terms. I will create the article after this session, so I will mention everything there. You just have to see the practical how to do things. So I told you how to set up the cluster here, how to click on database, and then go to collections, and here also in this interface you can see the documents. But I will not recommend running this way. This is the right way. Go to MongoDB Compass and run the queries and everything from here. This is the right thing. And if you want to write commands, open MongoDB shell and you can write the commands and work with data. So I will just press enter, and it is showing, see, the records it has. So this is the command prompt already available, or this is called Mongo sh or Mongo shell in technical terms. Mongo sh, you can access it using this button, MongoDB shell, and this software is MongoDB Compass. So let's see. Now actually we don't need this interface because we are already connected with the MongoDB in the Compass. So you can even close this if you want. We don't need it. Now let's see what we need to do. Okay, let's just start with the Python, so that you will understand how to connect this MongoDB with Python and gather and insert data. So let's go directly to Python, the easiest way. So first thing I will require is Visual Studio Code and create a new project. Or what I can do is, I told you in previous sessions also, the easiest thing is to first create the folder so that you won't be finding the folder in the future. So here in internship, what I can do is Mongo basics, like this, right click, open with code. So this is the better way. Okay, let's see the Python version we are working with. This is important. Okay, 3.9.6 in my computer. Then Python virtual environment, I will need this. Then activate it in Windows like this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is the basic thing we need to do. main.py. I will just copy these command for you so that when I create the complete code you can access these commands. Okay, so these 3 commands first. Next thing, very easy. Again, go to this ChatGPT, connect MongoDB with Python. I think it will use PyMongo. Let's see. Yeah, PyMongo is the popular library. So let's install the PyMongo here. Why? Because we need to connect Python with MongoDB. So we need this library. Done. And yeah, this one error, upgrading the pip. If you remember, I told you this is very important step, because if you ignore this, then you will be running into many library installation problem. Okay, let's run this one more time. If any error, okay, not an issue. So next thing, connection, import pymongo, simple. This is the library. Next thing, create a mongo client, and if you remember, I have copied the string, show connection info. Okay, let's see where I can find this string again. They have actually changed the complete interface in this update. Here we have the copy connection string option and paste it. So this is the Mongo client. Next thing is access the database. Let's see, or what I can do is copy these comments also for you, so that you will understand what is going on. Access the database. So let's see the database name, sample underscore m flix, sample underscore m flix. And yeah, this is first time I'm seeing this data, because earlier when I started the clusters a few years back, then they were not giving this type of data. So they have already included this data in the database, so that we can try out some things fast. So this is good, I think. It saves time what they are doing. Then access a collection. Again, I told you, you call these collections and not tables in MongoDB. So collection name, and what we are looking at is comments. Let's see the next thing it is saying. Okay, so let us first look at getting the data and not inserting it. Just show insert, oh, just show select. Yeah, this is what we need. Okay, so this is the easiest way. So this thing you have to do every time you need the data, or insert the data, delete the data. So these are called CRUD operation. CRUD, oh yeah, create, read, operate, delete, CRUD operation. So what we are looking at is CRUD operation, simple CRUD operation. Let's see the chat GPT code. So this is how you get the result. So what we are trying to do here is get the data from the MongoDB collection and print it in this terminal. So let's see. So this is the collection object. You can see I am creating the comments collection object here with the name collection or this chat GPT is just confusing you. So let's just rename this so that you won't get confused. Okay, this is the better way. You will know this is a object. So access a collection. To access a collection, mention the collection name and create the object for it, and using that object you can run the find one method and pass the query you want to fire in the JSON format. So what this is saying, I'll show you the simplest thing. If you look here, comments And let's from this 41,079 documents, let's just look at this one. So this is, I need this one, not all the data, just this one. Let's see if our program runs. Yes, it is working. Let's check the object ID. So what is object ID? It is the unique identifier in MongoDB. You don't have auto increment values and all those things in MongoDB. How it will look for unique values? Using this mongoose ID. This is called mongoose or MongoDB ID. This will be unique for each and every document and each and every collection. It will never be the same. This is MongoDB ID. This is the unique ID. So this is the ID we are looking for, and it is showing not all the documents, just this one. So if you think of finding the data for this email ID, let's see. This is the real use case. If someone is giving email like this, so we need the data for this email ID, all the user data or comments data, all the comment data for this email ID. See, we are getting this data based on the email ID. So if you compare it with SQL, it is easier than SQL because you can write everything in this form of JSON. Okay, so I told you this is how you can search the data using MongoDB. So there will be two options, one is find and one is find one. So what's the difference? As the name suggests, it will find only the first record occurrence. So if you have this email ID mentioned 50 times in this collection, 50 times, but it will show you the first occurrence only. This is what find one will do. Find one. If you want multiple, then you can go for find. So let's see if it is giving. Yeah, it is also giving the example for find. Let's see if we have one record only or more than one record here. Okay, so what it is giving is cursor object and not the data. So how you can read the data using find? You have to iterate it through or loop through it using a for loop. This is how you read the multiple data returned by find, because you understand that it will return multiple data. So how will you read it? You have to use a loop to read it one by one. So document result and then print document. Yes, we have multiple documents with this same email. See, we have many records actually. For just sake of doing thing interestingly, print length of result. Let's see how many records are there. Okay, so it is not allowing me to see the length of cursor. So what I can do is I can count 0, run everything here, and then increment the count with 1, and at last when the program stops, then it will show the count. I can actually convert this also, but I don't want to get into too much complexity. So this is the reason I am just doing it this simple way like this. So let's see, count plus 1 and then count. Okay, let's try this one. Documents 236 documents containing this email ID. So this is the easiest code you can run. to get the multiple records using find, and I told you if you write find one, then it will give you one record only. So if you want to take the latest occurrence or from the database, so then you can use find underscore one. But if you need all the data for this user or this email ID, then you can use find. So this is what find and find one is in Python and in MongoDB database. So main thing is this find and find one is available in all the technologies like Node.js and PHP and everything. So this is the MongoDB concept. This is just a method that we are trying to access. So this is the concept for MongoDB: find one, insert many, like all these things. I will tell you more in the next session, but for now this is the basic how you start the cluster and how you access the data using Python and MongoDB. And why again MongoDB? Because we will be looking at 1 million users hitting our systems. So in order to scale up the systems, so these replication services, multiple nodes, you can use this for load balancing. So when multiple peoples are hitting the system, you can balance the load like this, primary and secondary servers. So if primary goes down, then the other secondary server will take over. This is how it works, replication of data. So your data will remain safe. If one server goes down, another one will take over. You can if you want, I can tell you more about the replication thing and MongoDB basics, but for this session I was just telling you how to connect the Python with MongoDB. So this is the simplest way. I will create the article and I will include insert, update, delete operations there. You can see it. In next session I will tell you how you can insert, update and delete records or documents from MongoDB database. See you in next session. Have a nice day.